Matt Knicks here, giving you a recap of this week's games. Let's just get right into it, man. I ain't gonna waste y'all time. First game, Kings versus Knicks game. Tough game. Precious Achua revenge game. He goes off. You can see he has some sort of like animosity towards the Knicks, or not really towards the players, but you know, they kind of didn't really re-up sign him. So, and he ended up, of course, on Sacramento. So he wanted to show out against his old team. They all do, but it don't even matter. Players want to show out against the Knicks anyway. It's just the heaviest jersey in the league. That was a tough game. Jalen only played 5 minutes. He went down. No doubt their record says what it is, but you're still going against Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Russell Westbrook. You're still going against names. You know what I mean? Maybe they're not a formidable team as a unit, but any one of those guys could get hot and just go off. That was going to be a tough game, and it's on the road, and Sacramento is one of those top 5, top 10 stadiums in sports. That was a tough game. What can you make out of that game? I mean, we didn't really get much from the bench. Cat, you know, Mikal, OG, that was the warm-up. That was like the kind of warm-up, because he's starting to warm up now. That was like almost the beginning of his warm-up. But it was a tough game, man. That was a tough game. Next game, we played the Warriors. That was the Draymond game, bully game. That was going to be a tough game. That was the end of this road trip. So that was always going to be a tough game. Is again, their record says what it says it is, but it's still Curry. It's still Draymond. Like, it's still, you know what I mean? They still have pieces. They still have players that can go off. So if we don't bring our A game, you know, all bets are off. We're not going to be able to pump fake our way through that win. Like, we're going to have to go somewhat hard. And we did a little bit, kind of, sort of. We did play a fairly okay game, but it's what's been typical for the past couple of weeks. We'll have a good first half, and then that fourth quarter, that third to fourth quarter range, really many the fourth quarter, we just falter. We just kind of we wet the bed a little bit. I went into that game not feeling like we were going to win that game. Just from the way the patterns have been and how we've been going at it, it just didn't feel right. A lot of controversy with that game, talking about the Draymond Green bullying Cat, and then Mike Brown giving Draymond a hug, and Cat's father giving Draymond a hug. And I get it, because I do feel that way as well. I spoke about that in a prior video. Draymond trying to bully Cat, and the players need to step up and say something and need to do something and not allow it. I don't know. Sometimes, even though I feel that way, I get the feeling like that's like a fan thing more than it is a player thing. That's a perception fan thing than it is the players. Like, do the players feel like they're getting bullied? Like, we feel that way, and the perception seems that way, but they probably like, man, we went out for dinner later on. Draymond was there with Cat, laughing, joking, giggling, like, and they do that sometimes. We put an onus on it, but they themselves, they're like, what? Man, that ain't nothing about nothing. Like, but I'm sorry, like, the perception does look bad. The optics look bad. Like, Mike Brown going and giving him a hug. Nah. And people were trying to go, well, what if Tibbs did that? And they put up a video of Tibbs going and giving Draymond a hug last year's game when Draymond tried to do the same thing to Cat. Yeah, man. I mean, it's a brotherhood. They're all kind of like, they're all players. They're not on it like that. Like, but Draymond is a fake bully. Like, he's a fake bully. Like, he ain't a real bully. Like, he's going after people who, let's be real, Cat ain't thinking about Draymond, man. Like, nobody ain't thinking about Draymond. Like, it ain't even like Draymond cooked Cat and like he bullied him in that way. Like, yo, I scored on you. I dropped 30 on you, and you ain't do nothing. Every time I play you, I score on you. Like, Draymond is just like loud. Like, how far can that bullying go? Like, you're not even putting in pain. Like, you're just saying stuff and being loud and trying to amp up your crowd. Like, that's not bullying, really. But optics-wise, I get it. I understand. People got at Mike Brown about it. Yeah, would I have liked my coach to dub it and stand behind the player and go, nah, like, but Mike Brown and Draymond, Mike Brown was coaching with Golden State for a good couple of years. During their championship run, they have a relationship. Again, I think that's fan thing. I think we put an onus on that more than the players put an onus on that. I'm not going to give a full breakdown on any of these games because I've already did that. You could watch the videos that I've given full breakdown on. But in giving full summaries, that game, it was just the fourth quarter. It came down to that fourth quarter and it was over. Suns versus Knicks. This was the Legends Night. Legends Night fiasco, man. Like, this was the night for the alumni, all our greats. You know, I see people on Twitter going crazy about that. But this is Legends Night, and they have Michael Sweeney there, and they have Ronaldo Balkman, and they have Roger Mason Jr. Like, these aren't legends, and I get it. Again, that's the bourgeois Knick fan, the grumpy Knick fan who's just like, oh, God, there's no championships here, so how can you call these guys legends? Their names are not in the rafters. Bro, come on, man. Like, no one's not taking legend literal when they say that. Like, legend just means popular, means meaningful, means they play with us. It's just once a Knick, always a Knick. That's the mantra. If you put on this jersey once, you with us. And I rock with that, man. Like, no one doesn't mean literal legends because let's be real. Most Knicks, we only have 2 championships on our whole our existence. So you only talking about, and those 2 teams was the same teams. I mean, generally speaking, you only talking about 15, 16 players, 17 players, maybe if they did a trade or not, or they released a player or 2. So those are the only ones that can be legends. Come on, bro. Patrick Ewing, he didn't win a championship. He's a legend. Bernard King is a legend. Carmelo Anthony's a legend. I do get it. Like, it is kind of hyperbolic to use that term, naming some of the players or having some of the players that were there. But come on, bro. It's just celebrate our alumni, celebrate our, and it was beautiful to see. It was each era that was there. Some of the 70s guys, some of the 80s guys, some of the 90s, the 2000s, which is my team. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not an older guy. The 2000s, the early 2000s, well, really mid 2000s, the Jamal Crawford teams with Steph, and then when Nate Robinson and Shannon Fry and David Lee and them came, and that was my team. Like, that was my team that made me come back to being like, you know what? I'm from New York. I love the Knicks. I love NY. Now I'm back. That was for me. You know what I mean? Like, now we didn't win no games, but they were memorable for me. Like, I remember I watched all of those games. Jamal Crawford with the Denver Nuggets shot. The Jamal Crawford getting 50-something on Miami Heat. I watched all those games. Jamal Crawford was my favorite basketball player. Just something that I just was just like pondering, like where it's like, ah, man, like we just nitpicky as a Knick fan base sometimes about everything. But to the game, not so much legendary, man. We can nitpick the game. Game was not so good. We started out strong. I'm not going to lie, but we were still sloppy, even though we had a strong start. It was still some sloppiness there. And how I felt, even with the strong start, it was kind of like, I don't see this sustaining itself. We don't have Jalen. We don't have Josh. Mike Tyson said everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. Yeah, we got punched in the mouth, and then we just went to going 1v1 basketball, not sharing the ball, not moving around, not cutting, all the little things that we were doing before we got punched. So that was an issue with that game. It came down to the fourth quarter. Y'all already know we lost the game. It just is what it is. This is a bad week. This is an 0-3 week. We're on a 3-game losing streak right now. We are. I mean, I know we still like want to live in that daydream of the cup and what October, the end of October, what November, even most of December felt like, and that high we was feeling, but we ain't there no more. We have to act like a team that's on a 3-game losing streak. We have to bring it. We play the Mavericks on Monday. It's time to get it back out the mud. It's time to, we have to get our confidence back. We have to find our way back. We're going to have to really dig deep, and go above and beyond just to get a win. We have to start getting back to that form of being able to dig deep just to get a win, even if it is a Mavericks team and they're out of everybody. Like Cooper Flag is questionable, of course, all of a sudden. He was hurt, but now he's questionable. He's not so hurt no more when you got to play the Knicks. always happens. But they out Anthony Davis. I believe Najee Marshall not playing. Of course, Kyrie ain't playing. Like, I believe what's the center? Lively. I don't think he's playing. Like, they don't have their full roster. But still, we gotta do our part. We can't worry about no other team roster. We gotta go hard as hell. And we gotta end this 3-game losing streak, man. Starts a new week next week. Come on, man. Let's start it off right. But that begs the question, man. Should there be a change to the core? It's a good question, man. Should there be a change to the core? I know the number one thing everyone's thinking about is Giannis. You know, my brother talks about it over and over again. Giannis. And look, I'm cool with a Giannis trade. I just don't want to give up the farm for Giannis. If you want to give Cat, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm at the point now, if you want to give Mikal too, I'll do it. I'm not... OG, Josh, Jalen stays. And I mean, if I could keep Deuce too, Deuce as well. If I could keep Deuce as well. But really, those three are the ones that are untouchable for me. Like, I don't want none of them three to go. Cat, Mikal, if it is a Deuce too and some picks, I'm with that. I'm cool with that. Yabu, we're just throwing Yabu for y'all. Here you go. I'm cool with that, but I'm not giving up OG, Mikal, Cat. I'm not doing that. I'm not giving up the farm for you. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like, so I'm good with a Giannis and or anybody else out there. But my thing is who? Mikal Bridges just re-signed the contract, and I don't know if it even kicked in this year. It might have. It might have kicked in. It might kick in next year. So he's not getting paid a whole lot of money, but he's getting paid a lot of money. Who? Who's the guys out there that you like that you're going to go, okay, Mikal ain't doing something crazy to where we can't find a replacement for him, you know? But he would be the only one, to be honest with you, him and Cat. You know what I mean? Mitch is going to be hard because you're not going to be able to find another Mitchell Robinson. Even though he doesn't play back-to-backs, sometimes he is a little lackadaisical, or maybe he's like not in the most shape. But you're not going to be able to find another one like him, man. I mean, we're stuck with it for now. Now, he might leave us in free agency at the end of the year. But, hey, you need him for this year. You need him. So, you know, if you could find somebody else from Mikal, whoever names you want to put out there, I'm seeing LaMelo Ball. I don't want him. Doesn't make sense. It would have to be someone who's a two-way guard like a Mikal. I mean, you know, now, personally speaking, the question that begs the question is, should we change the core? I don't think we should change the core. We need to get the most out of this core. We have to, like, and how? That's a great question. The coaches getting paid $5, $6, $7, $8 million per year for the next 4 or 5 years to figure that out. The GM, the scouts, they're all getting paid whatever money they're getting paid to figure that out. I think that's the right course of action. We got what we got. Now, good. If you want to trade Cat, again, if it's a Cat, Mikal for Giannis, then cool. But if it's not going to be for a player like that where that's an actual upgrade, what we doing? What we talking about? Anything else is going to be a lateral or going to set us back. So unless you're going to trade Mikal for an all-star, a two-guard all-star, those 2 guard all-stars are available that play D and that's going to be able to get you points. Ooh, I mean, you know, you're gonna have to either take some older guy, maybe a DeMar DeRozan. I don't want DeMar DeRozan. Like, he's cool, but he's older. He's not really... He lost a step, man. He lost a step. He's a step slow, even though he's still productive. But he lost a step. I'm just trying to ponder who else could it be like that anyone can consider that's available. That's 2. So it has to be who's available, and then what actually they will bring to this team. I just think we need to just focus on getting the most out of this team. We have a deadline coming up, man. Well, what can we do? I think a Yabu, and if you have to couple a Shamit with it, and if you really are not gonna re-sign Deuce McBride, he has 1 more year with us, but after next year, he's gonna be a free agent. If he's gonna get expensive, he sees himself as a starter like Emmanuel Quickly did, and he thinks he's supposed to get Emmanuel Quickly money, you have to consolidate. I'm sorry, and I don't want to give away Deuce because, man, we need him, man, but And this regime, this front office, has been good at that for years. For years, they make sure they trade the player knowing they're not going to re-sign them before they're up for free agency. I'm not like worried that they don't see the big picture, but when is going to be that now and never? You're going to wait until next year to do that? Will the return be as greater now then than now? Like, I don't know the answer to that question. You know what I mean? But that is the question. I don't want to give up Deuce, but if you could couple a Yabu and a Deuce, and look, CP the franchise put out Najee Marshall. I would do Najee Marshall. I would do Najee Marshall. Now, if that is that you're giving up Deuce, it would make sense. Because the problem with Najee Marshall is he plays a lot of minutes. He does play like 10, 12, 15 plus minutes a game. Probably even more, probably in the 20 plus range. So if you're not trading the Deuce, now you have to cut and then say if it's a Shamet is only playing at this point, you know, he just got back 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes a game. So, well, what's the minutes gonna look like? Is Najee Marshall the kind of player that needs ample amount of time to really be effective? Does he need minutes to be effective? Well, there ain't that much minutes to give. Your bench is gonna be Clarkson, Deuce. You have Mitch coming off the bench. Then you're going to have to fit in Najee Marshall, but your starters play 30-something minutes a game. So who's taking less minutes? That's where the issue is going to be. And then you're going to need a center. So are you going to start playing Huck Porty? Do you believe in Huck Porty? Not really. I mean, I really want to see more Trey Jemison, man. I really do. Huck Porty, play Trey Jemison, man. Like, he's more like polished. So I like the Najee Marshall idea, and will they take Yabu and Shamet? The money matches, but will Dallas entertain that? So this trade deadline, I want to see what we're going to do, but Yabu, Shamet, definitely. Kolick. Is it Alvarado? Is it an Alvarado? I mean, if we're giving up Kolick, but again, Alvarado, minutes. You already playing 3 guards. You're playing Kolick. You're playing Shamet if he doesn't get traded. Or you're playing Deuce if he's not the one traded. Or you're playing Deuce if he's not the one traded. So where's the minutes at? Where is the minutes coming from? So it's just interesting to see what we're going to do. But I would do an Alvarado if it makes sense. But I just don't see how it all works out. Just throwing out the names and playing fantasy basketball, it sounds great. But just bringing it all together, can't really imagine it. We got to decide what we're going to do with Mo Diawara, man. He keeps starting him, and then he's just not playing the rest of the game. Like, he starts him in the first quarter, couple minutes, and then he's going to play for the rest of the game. Because if he is the guy, and I don't know if he's the guy, Mike Brown said something very key. If you're out there and you're not going to be making any your shots, or if you're out there and you can't make any shot, I can't play you. If you're not playing defense, I can't play you. I get it. I understand that. That's kind of the Tibbs mantra, and he's right in that, man. Like, Mo Diawara at this point is a guy that's just running up and down the court. Now, he can make an uttery, and he has the length, he has the makeup, he has the look, but he's still raw. He's still raw. But my thing is what we going to do? You keep starting him, and then you don't play him for the rest of the game. Is he something? Is it something that we got to bottle up? Do you have to just throw him out there and just have him learn on the job? Telling a kid to learn on the job while you have championship aspirations is a tough thing. But if we're not going to be making any trade deadline acquisitions, we got to look from within, man. All we got is us. You know what I mean? Like, we have to have an answer for that with Mo Diawara, because he has that it thing. Whatever it is, he kind of has it, but he does need polishing, and that's just not something you get during the season, man. That's going to be an off-season thing that he has to learn on his own accord, and it's interesting to see because, look, man, we are reaching that second apron, and we're going to have to rely on the youth. That's why I do not want to give up a pick. Unless it's Giannis, I do not want to give up a pick because we're going to have to rely on these picks. We're going to have to hit on these picks. That's going to have to be the next step of this front office, hitting on draft picks. Now, we did a little something, but we ain't hit like this is ours and we're keeping them. Like, we hit and then we consolidated. We traded them for other players that made us this championship roster that we are now. But we got to hit on some players that's going to actually contribute for us from here on out. And, you know, we're going to have a top 20-something pick next year. You know what I mean? Lord willing. We're going to have to rely on that, man. The second apron handicaps us from making free agent signings and getting better. So we're going to have to rely on the youth, man. Dink Pate's been wilding. G League news, seeing Dink Pate wilding in the G League. Is he a player you want to bring up? I know that's G League, man. I get it. But, hey, he's a ball handler, and we need ball handling. We need ball handling, man. He could dribble the ball, he could ball handling. His shot looks good. He's athletic. He has height. Do you consider bringing him up? Because, I mean, Kolek ain't cutting it, man. Kolek is not cutting it, man. He hasn't been. He's been bad. He's not been good. And we need more of what Kolek can do. But if you could get that in a Dink Pate who's 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", can we give him a cup of coffee? Can we bring him up? Like, is that an option? We gotta get some fire back in this team, man. And whatever that takes and whatever that looks like, we need to be exhausting those options, man. I mean, that's just where we at. Again, we're on a 3-game losing streak, man. We're 2-10 on our past 12 or something like that. Should we look at Dink Pate? I mean, I'm with it, man. I'm with it if we do, man. Like, I'm with it. So that's the weekly recap, man. You know, that's the weekly recap for this, man. I'm going to start doing this more and more, giving you a recap of the week, man. You know, this is tough times, Knicks fans, but we could get up out of this fairly quickly. It's just on us, man. I say this all the time. They keep asking me, like, oh, so what team you think could beat y'all? What team think could give y'all the most trouble? And I go, us, the Knicks. We are the only team that's standing in our way. But if we're doing the right things, and listen, partly the coach too. I think the coach is sometimes getting out coached, and he's in over his head sometimes. And I get it. He's a happy guy. He likes to smile and laugh and be jubilant and talk to the media and throw out jokes. And I get it. That's cool and all. But I don't know if he understands how vicious this fan base could get and how real it could get. And I don't know if he cares. I don't know. But him, the players, they are going to have to really dig deep and find something and really like go above and beyond. Even if it's with whack teams, we're going to have to go hard and start learning and practicing, going hard. Like what all gas, no bricks. I hate that Robert Saleh saying because he never really applied it. But that kind of mantra, all gas, no bricks, going extremely hard all the time. We got to get back to that, man. We got to get back to our roots, man. So, Mad Knicks here giving you that weekly recap, man. I'm up out of here, man. I see y'all. I'll be covering tomorrow's game, man. Peace.